Discussion keeps the world turning.
This is Roundtable.
A big warm happy new year to all of you out there. You're listening to Roundtable. This is Heyang. I'm joined by Laiming and Steve Hatherly in the studio. And we're here to keep the vibes fresh as we leap into 2025. So, for this special show, we turned to you, our incredible listeners, and we asked, what was 2024 all about for you? And what's your vision for 2025? Well, folks, the response was overwhelming in the best way possible. We've picked out some gems to share today. Let's kick things off with some heartfelt reflections from our listeners. 2024 was a whirlwind, wasn't it? Let's hear how some of you navigated the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Meet Chen Simiao, a graduate student with big dreams and a big heart. And she's got some reflections and a cute wish for 2025. Here's Chen Simiao.
Hi everyone, my name is Chen Simiao. I want to say thank you for the 2024. First of all, I finally become a graduate student in 2024, and I came to Beijing where I have dreamed for many years. And thanks for my friends, my family, who is always supporting me whenever and wherever. And the most important thing, I want to thank myself. Your hard work finally paid off. For the next new year, I want to find out who I am and what I'm gonna to work for and what I want to do in the future. Because I think I'm 22 years old, maybe it is time for me to make a change. And I really hope that I can find someone to fall in love with.
Oh, that's sweet. At the end of the wish for herself to find someone to fall in love with.
Can't help but smile when you listen to that young and hopeful voice. Yeah, so Steve, do you have something to respond to our listener?
Oh, to be 22 again. I think I remember that time in my life. It's exciting, isn't it? Because the world truly is your oyster. Everything is possible. And the exciting part, I think, is that you don't know what's going to happen next, right? When you get a little bit older and your career gets established, hopefully, if you're lucky enough, then you feel a certain level of comfort within those walls. But yet they're walls at the same time somehow, right? So you're confined in a certain way. But for you, Chen Miao, you are just beginning everything. And you've already done some wonderful things with your life. You made it to Beijing, which you said was important to you. That was a dream of yours. And now, as you said, you know, where are you going to work? What are you going to do? Who are you going to meet? Which friends are you going to have? Which boyfriend are you going to have? Or which partner are you going to have in the future? Everything is right in front of you, and it's just about to unfold. Chapter number 1 of your adult life. This is really exciting.
But I think from this point on, your life is going to be even faster, and the pace is going to pick up, and you need to decide what to do with your school years and what to write in your graduation thesis and what internship to take. So it's going to be a harder life than in undergraduate years. So I hope you can make every minute of your life and be with the right person in your life and make the right choices.
That sounds like a gentle reminder from a parent.
It does. It sounds like dad talking, doesn't it? I have the opposite advice. Go out there and see what happens and do that, what we just talked about, right? The low-level pressure in relationships. And that includes romantic relationships. What are the odds you're going to meet the love of your life at 22 years old? You don't have to. You don't have to. The point of dating, I think, and if I can talk about that for a sec, when you're that young, is to maybe find out who you are, what's important to you. And you do that by dating maybe 1 or 2 or who knows, 3 or more people, who knows. But the point is that you find out what's important to you. And that applies not only to dating, but to work and to study. When you have your work experiences, your initial work experiences, you'll find out the things that are important to you in your work career. And you said you want to know who you are. You're going to start to get a clearer definition of who you are and who you want to be in the future and setting your own boundaries.
And it's a fantastic, also exciting, but comes with a little bit of pain, but that's the journey, the experience that you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
And here's Wang Qingyu, her 2024 highlight involved archaeological relics, ancient civilizations, and cultural exchanges. She's got big dreams for next year, too. Check it out.
Looking back on 2024, I'd like to share with you memorable things in this year. In March, the Sanxingdui Cultural Relics exhibition was held in Shanghai Museum, East Hall. Sanxingdui is one of the most important archaeological discoveries in the world. What a treat to see them! Most of the artifacts were from the Shu Kingdom in the late Shang Dynasty. Many artifacts have mixed influences from different regions. In other words, there were exchanges and mutual learning among civilizations in Chinese ancient times. In July, top of the pyramid, ancient Egyptian civilization was opened to the public at the People's Square of the Shanghai Museum. This exhibition is the world's largest and Asia's highest level of ancient Egyptian cultural relics outbound exhibition in history. While admiring for the artifacts, I know that I was also in the process of exchanges and mutual learning among civilizations. The world civilization is so splendid that they are waiting for us to explore more. In the coming new year, I will keep on challenging myself and exploring the world. Wish everyone a happy new year.
Well, thank you, Wang Qingyu, for reaching out to us again. I believe I've heard your voice before, so it's good to know that, this is keeping you happy and you want to share about these exchanges between civilizations and going to exhibitions. That's just fantastic. And also, just to give you a little footnote to what Qingyu just mentioned, the Sanxingdui civilization dates back to more than 3,000 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So the Song Dynasty is yet to be recognized by the academia worldwide. But the more we dig out at the Sanxingdui, the more myths ways to be unraveled. So that's kind of the most mesmerizing part about the Sanxingdui culture.
It sounds, too, like you are a child of this planet as opposed to only being the child of a country, right? And I feel exactly the same way. Yes, I am Canadian. Yes, I am from Canada. But in a bigger picture, on a grander scheme, I see myself as a citizen of the world, which sounds like such a weird, grandiose thing to say. But at the same time, the more you learn about different civilizations, if you want to go back that far and that's your interest, that's cool. But the more we learn about different cultures and the similarities between people from different places around the world, the more we realize how similar we are. Of course, we have our differences too, but at the same time, we're all just people. I talk about that a lot because that's one of the things that I think about a lot. And the more you learn, the more you'll realize that. So enjoy your continued learning experiences, and by the sounds of things, maybe your travel experiences as well in 2025.
And it's nice to know from Wang Qingyu that many young people like her is taking an interest in ancient civilizations and in history and culture, because that means we have done a good job promoting the history and culture of ancient times. And I can really see the museums and the media really doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. And with the Egyptian civilization, there's a whole rich study revolving around that. And I remember as a kid, I was always fascinated by the Egyptian pharaohs and then the mysteries. Apparently there was some curse about the pyramids and I think it's the interest, the mystery that will get people interested in a subject, and including now, in recent years as the Sanxingdui civilization has been excavated, as we've seen these new discoveries, and it's just captured our imagination in so many ways. So I think that's great to let interest be the teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then learn more about it.
And it makes learning so much more fun.
Absolutely. And now let's hear from Katrina. 2024 was all about studying, playing, and major life changes. So what's her game plan in 2025? Let's hear from Katrina.
Hello, Roundtable. I've been tuning into your show for about 3 or 4 years now, and this is the first time that I'm sending a voice memo. And I think 2024 is really special for me, and I want to make it even more special. I was in Beijing for the first half of the year, finishing my second semester of my senior year. I studied hard and also played really hard. I started this year with the Eras Tour movie. I almost finished my Beijing wish list, traveled alone with my friends to a bunch of cities that I never thought that I would visit, but turned out to be such a surprise and had a great time. Also, I was so lucky to get the best results in the three important exams I took that semester. So it was a dreamlike graduation season. I always thought that I would continue my education, but things just changed and happened, and I'm now back in my hometown as a middle school English teacher. I used to listen to you guys when I walk around campus. Now I listen to you when I commute. And I think it's great to have something familiar when I'm stepping into a new phase of my life and a new identity. For the upcoming year 2025, I hope to continue to have constant exposure to English, which of course including listening to Roundtable China, gradually fill my groove in my work and maintain a work-life balance, hopefully to create more beautiful moments and memories. In the end, Happy New Year to our hosts and listeners.
Well, Happy New Year to you too, Katrina. And may I say, Swifty? Eras Tour was a huge deal around the world, the highest grossing concert film ever. And yeah, what do you guys have to say to Katrina?
Well, I think it's natural for things to happen, for your life to change unexpectedly. I hope the changes in your life have led to results that you find acceptable. And I think it's nice to be an English teacher. My life was changed because of an English teacher. She told me that you need to work harder on your English, and that has really led me here to work on a job that's related to the language.
Wow.
So I think it's really important. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of changes that you can introduce on people's lives, and very positive changes. So I will always remember the English teacher in my life, and I hope you will be the English teacher that your students will forever remember. And there's a lot to do.
Were you, back in your younger school days, were you not interested in English in the beginning, or just not good at the language before she changed your attitude?
Well, I didn't pay attention at all to any courses, to be fair. And then so I picked up English in secondary school, I think that's the term. And like I said, I wasn't paying attention, and the English teacher was the only one who told me that you need to work harder.
Wow.
And I did work harder, and I saw results, and I kept working harder. And that so far has led me here.
It's the power of a teacher, isn't it?
Right.
You know, a good teacher, whether they know it or not, sometimes, I guess that's the thing, is that a teacher will never really know the influence that they're going to have in a student's future. But for you, Katrina, you have that opportunity and that tremendous responsibility, we can say, as well. But it sounds like you're enjoying your path to the fullest. So good for you, and good luck this year. Happy New Year to you as well, Katrina.
Yes, and do write to us or send in another voice memo as time goes by, and we want to know how you're doing. And I hope the best for you, Katrina. And we've heard some wonderful stories from our Chinese listeners about their 2024 experiences. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture, how China itself has been a place of dreams, growth, and voices from around the world to come together. Expats living in Beijing have shared their unique 2024 experiences and aspirations for the new year. Let's listen to their stories.
My name is Rainier. Right now I'm currently studying in the Capital University of Economics and Business. And I'm from Venezuela in South America. It's been a very interesting year. Actually, I just graduated from Beijing University, and I'm just very happy for the opportunities that I have received in China, the education system, all the new friendships, the cultures have been an amazing journey for me. My New Year resolution for 2025, I wish for this year to be a successful year, continue my studies, get to know more about Chinese culture, improve my Chinese language as well, and just try to develop myself in this country, because at the end of the day, this is a country with a lot of opportunities, and I will try to take advantage of this.
My name is Victoria. I'm from Nigeria. For the past 2024, it has been an amazing year. Like, it has been my dream to study in China, So 2024, I got the opportunity. My resolution is to perfect my Chinese. I mean, I learned Chinese before, but I wasn't perfect. So this year, I want to put more effort to speak Chinese fluently. And I also I want to travel to 2 countries, Japan and South Korea.
I'm Vanny D. Barclay. I'm from Liberia, West Africa. I can say 2024 was a great year. Some challenges and some success stories, and I'm really happy for that. My New Year resolution is to finish my master program and get a job and earn something for myself.
Okay, my name is Sofia Madrid. I'm from El Salvador. I think 2024 has been one of the most wonderful years in my life. I have the opportunity to meet many new people, many new places here in China and out of China. So 2025, I hope that it's getting better.
Yeah, we wish the best to all of you. And a few of you guys have mentioned learning Chinese. Yeah, so they all speak really fluent English and also learning Chinese. Nowadays, yeah, language has really become the way to connect with people and a really useful tool.
It's one of the most common questions we get, right, from students of English as a second or third language. You know, do you think that the job of a translator will exist in the future? Or, you know, we even need to study languages in the future with the power of AI tools and instant translation, which the technology is just mind-blowing and it's only going to get better. However, whenever I hear those questions, I always think, no. I think that, you know, the ability of a person to speak a second or a third language allows a connection between people that may not have existed otherwise, right? I haven't even really started to really seriously study Chinese yet, although I plan to in the new year. But I know that from being able to speak French before when I lived in Canada and being able to speak Korean when I lived in Korea, it really does allow for deeper relationships and cultural learning opportunities. And just on a human level, yeah, sure, you can use your phone to translate things in real time for you if you want, but you're missing out on the opportunity to learn about words from other languages and to learn about other people and other people's cultures. So good for these people who are studying Chinese, and it will only continue to improve.
Yeah, I think language is a game in and of itself, because if you don't know the language, you don't know the games that the authors, the writers are using, or the spokespersons are using, because there's tiny little tricks with the sentence structure, with the words they use, with the rhymes and intonations. So you have to know the language to be able to appreciate. Otherwise, if you are relying only on a translation tool, that I'm sure is going to help you communicate, but then with that, you're only getting the story. You're not getting the ever more nuanced and subtle attention that the author or the writer has afforded in the text, and that is quite interesting.
Yeah, and thank you to our international listeners who gave us a glimpse into your year of 2024 and aspirations for the new year. And we have 2 more audio clips from 2 listeners from different parts of China, ready to share their most memorable moments of 2024. Here's Panda from Shenzhen.
Hello, Roundtable China. Hello, Heyang, Steve, Yushun, and all the fellows in the show. This is Panda from Shenzhen. I want to share some good news with you guys. This year is great for me. I got married at the beginning of the year. I love my wife so much, and we're gonna have our first kid at the end of the year. 2024 has definitely been a wonderful year. My question for you guys is that, what is the most memorable event you have been through? And what are your expectations and plans for next year? Hope you have a joyful year-end holidays, and best wishes to you for the year ahead.
Congratulations, Panda, for being happily married and expecting your first baby. What do you guys have to say in answering the questions that Panda raised?
I want to get around this country as much as I can. You know, I'm in this part of the world. So when I'm in this part of the world, it would be a wasted opportunity to simply stick around Beijing all the time, as wonderful as Beijing is. So for myself and for my family for 2025, yeah, get out there to the cities in China that I haven't been to before, but also hopefully some remote areas as well. This is a massive country geographically speaking. There's so much to learn about the culture and the food, so I want to get out there and meet some people and travel around the country.
Or if you can survive in the big city of Beijing, you can survive in a remote area because the technology is there. You can always use your phone to pay for stuff, and perhaps you might use your smartphone to translate for you.
Am I being sent on a 12-month business trip?
12 months. We'll see you in the year 2026.
What are my expectations for 2026? What about you, Laiming, on a personal note?
Well, this year in my personal life, I think I get to know my son a little bit more. He's now 5, and this year we pushed him to face up a lot of challenges. He picked up football, even though he didn't appear to enjoy it at the beginning, but he persisted. But even as he persisted, he had to go through a lot of frustrations and challenges, and I think he's grown a lot in terms of the muscle to deal with the challenges and obstacles, and that has lent me a lot of inspiration and taught me how to deal with him. And perhaps going forward, I have a lot of expectations as what I can do to help him grow and face all the challenges that I may be able to expect or may not.
Wonderful.
And for me, well, today is actually kind of special personally. This is the 12th time I've had the privilege of keeping you company on New Year's Day here on Roundtable. Through rain and shine, I've put my heart and soul into this. And thank you for allowing me to be part of your radio and podcast feed. Thank you for being part of this special moment for me too. And stepping into 2025, I'm personally welcoming the year with gratitude and hope. And in the new year, I wish to shamelessly execute self-care and practice self-love. It's time to stop apologizing for putting my well-being first and to nurture my mind, body, and spirit with intention. And that I want to share with all of you good people who work so hard, who take care of other people and put others' needs first. And you simply cannot pour from an empty cup. So telling yourself, loving myself is the foundation for giving my best to the world around me. And here's the last audio clip from our listener today. David from Chengdu has something special to share.
Hi, Roundtable team. This is David from Chengdu again. Every new year, I set a new year resolution. I set myself some milestones and goals. But you know what? The satisfaction after achieving them is like gone in a flash. All you do is to share your accomplishment on social media and people surround you to see how amazing you are. Recently, I read this article said we should collect our goals to happiness, like finding more meaning in helping other people, building relationships in your families. So that's what I'm doing next year. I'm really curious. What are your expectations and plans for this Roundtable program? I'm super excited to hear what the hosts have to say. Thank you again for everything. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, David, for reaching out to us again.
What do you think, Laiming? What was the most memorable thing for you from 2024?
At work, it was the events that we held in the year 2024 too, one in Fuzhou and the other one in Beijing, where we celebrated the 25th anniversary of Macau's return to the motherland. So it was something that we didn't do before the year 2024. We haven't done that. We thought it was events were overwhelming things that we couldn't pull off, but we proved that we did. And I think that's somehow boosted our confidence. And I think our capacity, our abilities have grown because of that. That's the most memorable part of that I can think of in terms of work.
For me, it was obvious. Moving to a new country, right? And starting a new chapter of my career. I've been in broadcasting for over 20 years now, but this is a brand new experience. And I am lucky enough to have a really incredible supporting partner, my wife, who we talked about it and agreed to take on this new challenge in our life, and it's been a wonderful experience so far. Really nothing negative to speak of. Everyone that really we needed to rely on, including you, Laiming, and you, Heyang, in helping our transition be as smooth and enjoyable as possible. It really truly has been, and we are really appreciative of that. In 2025, what I'm hoping for, and maybe I shouldn't say this on the show or not, but my dream for the show, for Roundtable, is to take it on the road from time to time. I would love to visit different cities around the country and do shows from there. You know, who knows, maybe just 2 or 3 times in the year, but having an opportunity to not only see different parts of the country, but also meet people from those locations and talk with them about their experiences. And I love learning that way about a country's culture, is by talking to people. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't know if that's possible or not, but that's my dream for 2025.
And for me, my most memorable experience, there were a few, but maybe one I can share with you that's related to Roundtable, is doing a show that was aired on May the 22nd for the biodiversity theme. And for that show, I went on a reporting trip deep into the rainforest and small villages where wild Asian elephants roam in Yunnan province in the southwestern corner of China. And it was a special project of immersive reporting of a whole week, along with producing several video products. But what I really hold closest to my heart is the radio show itself. And I took you on a journey of discovery, chasing after wild elephants, exploring the night kingdom of insects, feeling the damp air and untamed spirit of the rainforest, examining the texture of elephant dung, and even teetering on a makeshift bridge that I almost fell off while recording everything and being on video. And Steve, you mentioned meeting the people, and I truly got this grasp of the efforts and personal sacrifices the local residents of Yunnan province took to protect wildlife. And putting together that episode was a challenging and exhilarating experience, and I absolutely loved every moment of it. The year of 2025 is going to be an exciting one. We have some fantastic, interesting events coming up, and we're going to innovate in the ways we deliver this show or how it reaches you. And forgive me for keeping it vague, because there's the excitement.
You can't give away everything
right
at the beginning of the year.
No way.
You have to keep some air of mystery.
And that's all for today's special New Year's Day edition. A huge thank you to all of our listeners who opened up and inspired us. 2025, here we come together. We've got this. Keep dreaming big. I'm Heyang with Steve Hatherly and Laiming. We will see you next time.